Hi, it's Chef Rick, and today I'm making borscht. Okay, here's what we start with. So some raw beetroot. First thing we do is take off the tops. Get rid of those and then take off the root. I changed the chopping board there just because they're releasing a lot of colour, and because I do all my videos over the other chopping board, I didn't want it to be red for the next 10 videos. Just peel them as you would an apple, just with a normal peeler. And you can just peel them all around, all exactly the same way, and you create these perfect kind of peeled, beautiful red globes of beetroot. Absolutely gorgeous. Only problem with them is, of course, the colour, the amount of juice and the amount of colour comes off them. Otherwise, this is something I think people use way more often in cooking, because it's absolutely gorgeous beetroot. It's super sweet and just amazing. That's beetroot grated, obviously, through the thickest setting of the grater, and that's all 3 beetroots. On the red theme, I'm sticking with these red potatoes just because inside they are just super smooth and beautiful. So get 3 red potatoes, peel them, and then slice them. Around about that sort of thickness. Put the potatoes in a bowl and cover them with water just prior to before you're cooking. So the trick here with all of this is basically going to be a lot of veg prep, but things with like potatoes, to stop them discolouring, put them in water before you wait to use them. They can sit in that water for as long as you need. Carrots, literally peeled them, topped and tailed them, and then just chopping them into slices like this. So that's your carrot prepped. A red pepper, how to chop a red pepper. Take off the top, take off the bottom, pull off the stalk, cut out the inside. And that's it. That's how you get every single piece of flesh out of a pepper. You just remove the inside and remove the stalk. And then with each of those 3 components, you slice them one way to make length, like long sticks, julienne style. Then take each of those sticks and slice it the opposite way to make little tiny cubes. So that's how you chop a pepper. Whilst you're watching me do this, don't forget, I will ask you twice in this video if you can hit like if you like it, and please hit subscribe. And if you're not already subscribed, it's free for you, but it's amazing for me, and I do 3 of these videos a week. Thank you. Chopping an onion. Seen this 1,000 times. You take off the root, you chop it in half. We chop down through the onion, but we don't go all the way to the back where the root is. So the whole thing stays together like that, and then you just chop against where you've already chopped lengthways, and that's how you'll get your onion. You can go into it sideways again if you want more cubes. See pretty much any other video I've ever done, but this one I just want kind of chopped onion like that, which I find the best way. And celery, 2 celery sticks. Remove the top and tail them, get rid of that, and then chop the celery about the same thickness that we did with the carrots. As I say, the biggest part of this dish and this video, of course, is just prepping your veg. Garlic, this was the easy one. Just crush that garlic. So you literally crush it with the back of your hand, so it's going to release flavour. And now we can start putting everything together. So in the largest pan that you've got, some extra virgin olive oil. Also, or any oil will do there. Vegetable oil or anything else. I use extra virgin just because it's what I always have in. And in goes the beetroot. Cook that beetroot on a medium heat for probably about 10 minutes or so, just until it gets nice and soft. I think it's probably had about 15. You can see it's reduced ever so slightly, but it's just softened up lovely, and it's releasing all the smells. And in there goes chicken stock. So homemade chicken stock. All the quantities, and obviously I'll put a link to the chicken stock video, all be in the descriptions. And water. I think it was like 6 parts stock to 2 parts water, so about a litre of stock, 500 ml of water. And now in there go the carrots and the potatoes. Now watch this, watch this. Wow, how weird was that? Watch this, how creepy I put this last bit of potato in. I promise I will never do this again in a video, but look at that, what am I playing at? Ugh. God, the truth is, because of the way the camera is, you try and get everything in shot, but yeah, I watched that and I was like, what am I doing? How weird. So now we're going to give those a light stir, just so everything's covered up. In a separate pan, I've added the peppers, onions, celery, and I'm mixing that around. Now I very quickly realised at this point, this pan's not going to be big enough, so I transfer it over to a wok. There's nothing wrong with doing that. at all. Don't, if you can tell it you're going to struggle with something, just move it over to a different pan at that early stage, and doesn't lose the heat because it's not kind of found its heat at that point, and there's nothing wrong with it. So now it's in a wok, just because I know I'm going to, after I've softened all those vegetables, I've added the tomato ketchup. That's a homemade tomato ketchup. I'll put a link in the video. And now we're kind of stir frying all of those veggies together with the ketchup. Just get everything lovely and cooked through and hot and sticky. And now that gets carefully added into the borscht mixture. See how carefully I lower it in there. Obviously you don't need this splashing everywhere. Stir all that round, and we're just going to keep watching this now. We're just going to keep on top of it. Keep stirring it every 10 minutes or so. Make sure that it's not bubbling over to a really violent boil, but you want this kind of on a medium to high heat, so it's boiling away. See that colour's coming through lovely now. Every so often what we'll do is I'll take out a piece of carrot, 'cause that's probably my hardest veg, and just try and prick it with a fork. Now I can see this one is still big snap in it, still super crunchy, obviously delicious, pop it in my mouth there, but I want to wait until these carrots are getting to a texture that's nice and soft before I start doing next stages with it. So that's been boiling away probably now. It's had about 20 minutes or so. Now I'm going to add a full can, including the liquid of cannellini beans, a couple of bay leaves, some white wine vinegar, salt and pepper, and the crushed garlic. Some dill, chopped dill. That's all the ingredients that are going to go into this this borscht. So now it's a case of getting it to the kind of consistency that you want it. Later on, obviously, the things that I would adjust in here would be the seasonings, the salt and the pepper, and the vinegar. So keep testing it and seeing what you like. The only thing that's got to come out of this again now is the bay leaves. So now watch how this carrot, I can just cut that with the side of a spoon, so it just breaks apart absolutely beautifully. It's soft, it's cooked, it's perfect. So now we're getting to a stage where I chose to use a hand blender to get this all smooth. I've already removed the bay leaves, of course, here. So you could have it served liquid with the chunky vegetables in there, although I would prefer to have this smooth. So just using a hand blender, working away all around the outside, scraping along the bottom, just making sure everything's been captured. You don't want it absolutely silky smooth, although there'd be no issue with that at all. I wanted mine to have kind of a little bit of texture to it, but for it to be a thick kind of soup rather than thin with things floating in it. And that is pretty much your borscht. That's it. You've got the texture. Keep tasting it all the time, keep testing it, seeing whether you want to adjust any seasoning. I felt it needed just a little bit more salt and pepper there, and I did add a touch more vinegar, although I've not got it on video. That's absolutely, it's there, it's there at this stage. Plate it up or bowl it up, nice clean white bowls. You can add a dash of creme fraiche or mayonnaise. I tried both and I liked it with the mayonnaise. I don't know why, it just felt a bit more Russian. And a sprig of dill, and that is borscht. It's absolutely beautiful. It's well worth trying. It looks great on the plate. It's really, I don't know, it's just delicious. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really do. Please click like, please click subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.